high school game, so they have a lot to offer here as it comes to football. Here's the kickoff. It's picked up by number 1, and he is crushed by a host of Bulls. And we're getting this thing underway. We expect this thing to be a very high-scoring, high-hitting affair. Both coaching staffs got their teams ready to play. Talked to Coach Peterson, the head coach for the Los Toros Bulls earlier, and he said what he wanted to do was establish his run game early and keep that Otay Ranch offense off the field. So let's see if the new look Los Toros Bulls are able to accomplish that goal. Should be a good one tomorrow.
And that's what you want to do. Otay Ranch at this level, their junior midget team is prolific offensively. If the Los Toros defense don't stop them off and early, it could be a long game.
Great defensive line play by number 44 of the Otay Ranch Broncos, getting in there and stopping that play in the backfield, and that's Avila. Marcelo Avila.
Yeah, Marcelo, when I was talking to the coach, he's one of the big playmakers on their defense. And as you can see by that play. So now Les Torres, they're actually up under the center, single back formation. Nice handoff, a nice little juking, and Otay Ranch is swarming all over him.
And you can see that Coach Patterson, he wasn't playing about establishing that run. That was one of the things that he said he wanted to do. Conversely, Coach Bannister, the head coach of the Otay Ranch Broncos, said that his goal was to stop the run and establish a running game of their own. So both guys have similar goals in this game, and they feel they have similar keys to victory in this game.
He haven't even played yet. This kid right here limping with his pads and everything. He must have got hurt in warm-ups or something.
So it looks like a toss on third down as he carries that ball high and tight. And a good textbook tackle by number 31 of the Broncos.
And I really like the way this Otay defense has came out so far, Coach. Seems like they're playing fast, they're playing hard, and looks like a fourth and about 4 for this Los Toros. You think they're going to punt, or you think they're going to go ahead and go for it right here, Coach?
As normally is the case in youth football, I would be surprised with this field position that they do anything except go for it here on this game. And just like we thought, that's exactly what they're doing. They're going for it here on 4th down and 4. Come out in the spread. Oh, Hinsberg, he is crushed by number 31 for a turnover on down. Hunter Stanley with a big hit. Turnover on downs, 1st and 10, Broncos.
Coach, big hit doesn't explain it. I'm actually winded after that hit up here, Coach. I feel like I got the wind knocked out of me. It was such a hard hit. But that's just the game. When you start getting a little bigger, these guys hit a little harder, they run a little faster, and that's the type of collisions that you have at the junior midget level.
So 1st down, 10 to go. They line up in the I formation. Quick hit to number 4 to the outside. Great play. They noticed these guys, and this was one of the things that he said that Coach Bannister said in the film study, that he noticed these guys play about 7 yards off, and they were going to take advantage of those quick hitters.
And that's what you want to do. If you can probably, and it alleviates the defensive pressure. If you can get it out of your hands quick, a little bubble screen, a runner back screen, maybe a draw or something like that, it gets the defense to where they're on their heels not knowing what you might do, Coach.
So now he's on the, oh, what a play by number 57. With the great penetration, backs the guard into the running back for a loss of about 3. That was a great football play.
Coach, you rarely see that play where the defensive end actually tackles the running back through his own man by pushing him all the way back into the backfield. What a great play. That's pure power right there.
Number 57, Amir Harris. And Amir Harris again in the backfield. Looks like Amir Harris, number 57,
And when
is
I
the
talked,
guy.
when I talked to the Los Toros coach, he did tell me that they're going to keep an eye on Amir Harris on the defensive end of the ball. He is their stalwart. He likes to fly around. He likes to play close up to the line. And as you can see by these last two plays, he's been very big for Los Toros out there.
We might have to call this young man Mr. Harris the way he's playing. He's definitely earning some respect. So
Well,
fourth down, and looks like a play action pass, and he's got a guy wide open. Great throw and catch by this quarterback, combination number 2 to number 7. What a great play by Otay Ranch.
And like we were saying, with the lower games, you don't get as much passing. But in these next 2 games that we're going to do, you're going to see a lot of passing, a lot of running, and they will open up the offense a lot more, right, Coach?
You're absolutely right, and that was Keyshawn Walker with the catch. Great catch from this quarterback with some poise here. And Otay Ranch is driving down the field. First down and 10. Hand off to number 1, who stopped and fumbles the ball.
And he looks like he recovered his own fumble there.
And that's number 1, Isaiah Brown Smedley. And I want to say, is that the same Brown Smedley that played for Balboa last year? Was in the Q Bowl last year for Balboa?
Could be. You know, people do change residence, and just might as well be the same Smedley.
Looks like there was a trade last offseason. So second down and 12. Play action pass by the quarterback. Has number 32 open. Makes a great play. Let me tell you something. This kid, the quarterback, Micah Patilia, great player.
And you're right. He's hitting his receivers right in stride so they can get that yards after catch. And if you don't know their abbreviation, that stands for YAC.
Yeah. It's number 32, Whitehead on the catch.
And I really like the way this Otay Ranch offense, this is what I'm talking about. They were very prolific in the offensive game. And as you can see by this first drive.
Oh, so big handoff to number 32. But guess who finds him in the backfield? Big Amir Harris. What a player this guy is.
I like the way Amir is playing right here. It's rare that you get a defensive player for the immortal player of the game. But if he keeps this up, he could be willing on looking at a MVP today.
So he's single-handedly keeping this defense in the game because this offense otherwise is doing what they want to do when they want to do, particularly in the passing game. They line up in the eye, 31 dots the eye. Looks like a pump fake, and he's in the pocket, sacked
I don't know.
by number 56.
I don't know if that was a botched play, Coach, but it looked like he wasn't sure where his receiver was at on that play, and he just had to tuck it and run.
And it's fitting that number 56, his name is Payne, because he inflicted some on this young quarterback on that sack, bringing up a third down and about 20. Ball on the 32-yard line. Play action again. He's looking for number 7. Oh, and they got there a little early, and it's a pass interference.
Big play right there. Big play.
Absolutely a big play.
You can't give up a pass interference play. You got to play the ball and not the player.
But it looks like what these guys are doing, they are basically, it's like a layered kind of passing game. It's a play action. You got one guy running a drag, one guy running a drive, and you just hit the open guy. You force the safety to make a decision. So it looks like the passing game finally is waking up here because we didn't see much of it in the previous 3 games.
Yeah, you're right about that, Coach.
Oh, man, and 57 comes in and blows the play up again, taking on the block from the fullback and going after the running back. Coach, this kid is a beast.
Well, how many plays would you say Amir out there has already blown up 5 minutes into the game?
I mean, if Otay Ranch has ran 9 plays, number 56, Amir Harris has been the tackler in 7 of them.
Hey, I totally agree with you. He's unblockable. It doesn't matter who they put on him, a double team or not. And he's back. I mean, his name again, Amir, 57. I mean, you can't stop this kid. I mean, every play he's in the backfield, and he's even hurting guys.
So it looks like number 31, who was power drive to the ground by this big behemoth of a player, is still on the ground. Our heart goes out. We hope he's okay. While the refs, or I'm sorry, while the trainers and the coaches attend to the injured player, we'll take this time to let you know that this game is brought to you by Immortal Athletic Society. This game is also brought to you by PrideYouthSports.org for all your youth training and camp needs. Visit us at www.prideyouthsports.org. Clap it up for the young man as he gets up off the field.
There's 3 minutes left in the quarter.
So, thank you, Amar, for letting me know. 3 minutes left in the quarter. So, with 3 minutes left in the quarter, we got a score here of 0-0 here, but Otay Ranch is looking to change that.
Not if Amir has to say so in it.
Oh, and great defensive play by number 4 of the Bulls to break that play up. That's Jordan Anderson.
And it looked like that might have been a catch, but he was able to get his hand up in there and knock it on down, Coach. And, yeah, those are the type of plays your defense and DBs are going to have to make out there if you want to make this game shorten it up.
Pass intended for Ezekiel Cruz, number 4.
Otay's looking a little confused right now, Coach. He draws back play action and he takes off running. Oh, and nowhere. Took off running, nowhere to go on 4th down. It's a turnover on downs.
So as they switch offenses, we're going to take a quick break. You're watching Pride Sports Network, Q Bowl edition, Junior Midgets, Los Toros versus Otay Ranch.
And the traditional quarterback underneath the center with a double tailback. And it looks like Otay Ranch is calling a timeout, and we'll take a break.
First down and 10, and it's a run now by the shifty running back, number 25 for the Bulls.
They'll make it a first, about a second and about 5 there, Coach.
And that is Isaiah Wooden. And Isaiah Wooden came from the Steel Canyon team, so looks like a lot of movement between these teams right here. And it's a good thing because he's in the Q Bowl. And again, Wooden gets the call again.
Oh, it looks like he might. Oh, one man. Oh, wow.
The
Oh!
shoestring tackle on Isaiah Wooden by number 7 saves this touchdown.
And it looks like he just kind of gave up, like he thought he had him outran, but he didn't.
And that was Jacob Knight.
With this touchdown saving tackle?
Yes. Great play by that young man to save a touchdown. But it looks like Los Toros has found their niche here with this young guy, number 25. He's a player.
Yeah, when you have players like that, I mean, you give them the ball, you just move out the way and let them do what they do, Coach.
Absolutely. First down and 10. Toss to the left, I'm sorry. But it looks like it's coming back. It's going to be a holding play. Number 33, touchdown. But wait, there's laundry on the field. It looks like it's going to come back. Looks like it's going to be a holding play, a holding penalty, I'm sorry, to negate the run.
Very crucial hold right there, Coach. Looks like you have a big gain. You get excited. Looks like it's a touchdown, and it gets all the way turned, comes back, actually, called back, rather.
And it's a chop block. Chop block. Again, the emphasis for the chop block. You got to be safe out here. These guys are not NFL players. So you want to be careful, and safety is first. So chop blocking at this level is frowned upon.
Well, I mean, it's probably frowned upon. I'm sure, like, you know, these guys haven't been playing football that long, so they may not even know what a chop block is. But, like, you're right, they should be teaching that and letting the guys know that you don't want to engage a player up high and then take them out down low.
So that negates a touchdown play. You hate to take points off the board. Negates a touchdown play, makes it looks like a 1st and 21. Hand the ball off to Peterson, who is stuffed after a gain of about 3. Looks like that Otay Ranch stout defensive line is starting to step up and take names here.
And that's what you want to do. I've been watching them play a little earlier. They already had them turn over the downs on their first possession of Los Toros. And Otay Ranch, they're just flying around the ball out there today.
So it brings up a 2nd down. One thing I do like, and you notice this as we get into the bigger kids and the bigger games, you see how fast they are in and out of the huddle.
And that's just knowing what you're going to do, Coach. You know what I'm saying? They're prepared. This is their 3rd or 4th year probably playing youth football. And once you've been in there that long, you know how to get everything, and that's why they look a little crisper.
So we'll wait to see what the call is.
I don't believe.
And that's the end.
Oh, okay. So I didn't see any flags out there.
End of the quarter. So at the end of the quarter, we've got a score of 0-0. So it's been a defensive battle here, Amar. What do you think this team is going to have to do to keep this thing close?
I mean, well,
and when I say this team, I mean the Otay Ranch Broncos, because Los Toros now is driving.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like Otay Ranch on offense can kind of do what they want. Well, off their first drive, they did turn the ball over, but they marched all the way down to about the 20-yard line. I think they're going to be okay today. I think it's whoever wins the turnover battle and whoever can has the least amount of penalties and the time of possession probably will win this football game today, Coach.
Good observation. So we'll see as wait for these guys to come out. We remind you guys you're watching Youth Football Live Q Bowl Edition, Pride Sports Network. Also want to let you know this game is being brought to you by the fine folks at the Immortal Athletic Society.
James Holmes.
At the athletic, we'll scratch that.
Babu.
So,
Los Toros drop back to throw a pass. He looks like he has a man wide open. Oh, and he stops. He's a touchdown saving tackle by 42. What a great pass and throw there, Coach. Excellently played, drawn up. Receiver wide open. It didn't look like the DB had enough depth in his drop there. What did you see in that play?
Well, what I saw was a great play and them taking advantage of the seam, basically. Seam's been wide open, and that's going to be a theme in youth football. It's tough to cover that seam with a linebacker. And if you can take advantage of that, you'll make big plays, and that's what happened there.
Okay. Cat Daddy on my. So it looks like Los Toros up there. They run up the middle, and it looks like they scored a touchdown on about one in inches there.
So, you know who's drawn first blood, and it's the Los Toros Bulls now with a 6-0 lead.
And way to come back after that first possession there. I thought it might have been a long game. It looked like the way the Otay Ranch defense was playing today that it might be a long game for their offense, but they came right down and scored. Oh, he's one of them, I guess. I didn't know that.
It looks like someone in the crowd had their Red Bull and 2 caramel macchiatos to go with it.
A couple of double shots of espresso and a couple of cans of Red Bull, and he got the crowd pretty hyped up out there.
The LT fans are in full effect after that. And we know this, and when we talk about the great organizations here in San Diego youth football, I mean, the Los Toros Bulls, they rank up there. Historically, they always have a team here, you know, at one of the levels in the Cubo extravaganza. I mean, they rank right up there with your Skylines in terms of having teams that are always competitive.
And it's kind of, actually, it's youth football now. They all used to be under the Pop Warner League. So since they split that up, you're right. Los Toros has been an elite team because I actually used to play for the VP Hornets, and the Los Toros were always at the bottom of the rankings. But ever since the breaking up, you're right, Coach. They always had the team there, and just like Skyline, they're starting to become a staple in these championships.
So the kick is up, and big number 44 grabs it out the air. Ooh, and pays for it. Pays for his 15 minutes of fame with a big hit by number 6.
One thing I do know about this Los Toros team is they're hitting pretty hard out there, Coach. And if they're going to keep hitting like that, it's going to be a long game for this Otay Ranch players out there.
Absolutely. So it's 1st down and 10. Let's see if they use that passing attack that they used in that first drive to win this game. One thing I'm noticing, too, it's like one drive lasts the whole quarter. It's been that type of a game. Most of these offenses today in the championship game, it was different than last year. A lot of big plays last year. A lot more chess matches, if you will, this year.
Well, it seems a lot of these teams are converting on 4th down. You know, it seems like they're all going for it on 4th down. You're getting a few more 3rd and 4th conversions. That makes these drives a little longer. And quickly, Jeff, he's going left, he's going right. All to no avail, Coach.
Ends up being a sack on the play. Sack, loss of about 3, and a second loss of 2, I'm sorry. Second loss of 3.
But don't worry, Coach, I give him a capital E for effort.
Yeah. But you can't buy no groceries with that capital E. So here it is.
I can't take that to the bank and cash it, Coach.
So here it is, 2nd down. Looks like a flag is thrown, going to be holding, it looks like. After a great effort again, we're going to give him an E for effort, but he still only gained about 2 yards, and it looked like it's going to come back because of a holding call. Well, so now what does Otay Ranch have to do to avoid falling in a hole?
Well, what I was watching out of them in the first quarter, they moved the ball pretty methodically. I don't know if they're getting out of that right there. They kind of put it in the air a couple of times, hit a few of their wide open receivers. These last few plays has just been a couple of running plays. I don't know if they're getting out of what they do, but maybe try to go back to the air, which was so successful on their first possession.
And you know what? With this team, their strength is the quarterback position and the wide receiver position. You got a guy like number 4 who can catch the rock, and a quarterback who can throw it. You know, why not go with that when you see they don't have much to add with the running game? And it almost looks like this offensive line pass blocks better than they run block, which is rare at this level.
Well, you're right. You're right about that, Coach.
So 4th down here brings up a punting situation, but let's see if this Otay Ranch is just going to say, forget it, 2 tiers in a bucket and go for it. So 4th down and 14. They're in an I formation. He steps back. Got a guy, number 7, throws in the quadruple coverage, and he catches the ball on 4th down. What a play.
What a magnificent catch right there. It looked like he was in triple coverage. There was no way that I thought he was going to hold on actually to that ball. And then he comes out the crowd with the ball in hand.
You know the funny thing about this is when the guys are wide open, they drop it. But you throw it into quadruple coverage and he makes a one fingernail catch.
And mostly that's attributed to because a lot of guys, they think about running out, when they catch it. So you run before you even have the ball in hand when you're wide open. When you're covered, coach, you have to concentrate a lot more. Hey, that guy's on my back, and if I don't pull this ball in, he may get it.
It's a very good point, Mark. 2nd down and 10 after the botched pass play. A little under 7 minutes to go in the first half. Otay Ranch not wanting to fall behind, desperately need points on this drive. And he steps by and throws it into quadruple coverage again. And is that the big fella back in coverage?
No, that's not him, but sure looks like him.
That's number 50, actually.
And they're
back in coverage to make that play.
This Los Torres defense Jennings is making a lot of plays out there for this Los Torres team. We haven't called Amir's number in a while. I wonder if he's out there.
Well, maybe he was the one that they cut block on before. And they were tired of calling his name. That's the one thing about those big guys. Let's see if he has that big motor to go with his size. He steps back to throw the ball. Avoids the sack and is absolutely demolished.
Yeah, coach. Demolished, leveled, cremated, whatever you want to use there. He was absolutely obliterated.
Sliced and diced.
Yeah, obliterated, atomic bombed. I don't know. Any adjectives that you can find should be fit in there.
But when we figure out the word, still brings up a 4th down and very long, with no offense in sight for this Otay team, as one of the ham sandwiches, number 99, comes off the field. It looked like a ham sandwich with extra tomatoes coming off the field. He steps back to pass, steps up in the pocket, lets it fly. Looks like a pass interference, but maybe they're going to call that an uncatchable ball.
You think, Coach? I think he threw that one into the Raptors there. I don't believe, even if Shaquille O'Neal was out here, that ball could have been caught.
I don't know. Maybe he wanted to throw it into the stands as a souvenir for one of these Otay fans. Nonetheless, it's a 1st down going the other way for this Bulls team, who has a new look this year. They switched it up. Kind of grabbed some of the stilo from the Texans and some of the stilo from the San Diego State Aztecs and made the Los Toros Bulls. I like what I'm seeing out here.
No, I mean, and like they say, if you look good, you're going to play good. And so far, these Los Toros are doing what they're looking like today, playing pretty well.
So while these guys take a timeout, we're going to take a timeout and let you know that this game has been brought to you by the fine folks at Immortal Athletic Society. Find out how you can be an immortal athlete. Also brought to you by the fine folks at Pride Youth Sports. Visit us at www.prideyouthsports.org.
And now they're coming back on the field. And as you can see there, they came out there, Los Toros, with the no gain. And we're going to see what Otay Ranch can do this go-around on defense. The last time they were out there, they weren't able to stop this Los Toros team. Let's see if they can kind of pin their ears back, maybe get them into some long and distance here and see what they can do. Los Toros under the eye. They handed right off, and he stopped right at the line of scrimmage. He is met by two defenders of the Otay Ranch. So now it's going to be a 3rd and long right here, and about 11. They're sending in their sub packages.
My man.
And look at Los Toros. They're trying to get to the outside. I see 1,000 flags are littered all over the field here. It looks like a hold, and it's going to be coming on back from the Los Toros side. And you hate those for whenever you get a positive gain to actually get pulled back.
And that was number 33, Shamir Green, on the play. But it's all for naught. And he was very disappointed taking that big hit, only for it to come back on a holding play. As this crowd gets thick in anticipation for our featured game of the night, our next game up is the midget game between the Skyline Tigers and the Mira Mesa Chargers. Should be an epic battle. Last year's midget game was a blowout. Let's see if this one is the same.
And I believe that was against your son's team, right, Coach?
You know, I don't like to brag, but yeah, my son did win a Q Bowl championship with the Steel Canyon Cougars and is now a freshman at Saints and led the Eastern League and rushing as a freshman this year. So I'm very, 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 very proud of my son, Elijah Preston. Just give him a shout out. So 4th down and 8 here. And you notice that the referee staff here, this is a very veteran referee staff here. So you're going to see flags when they're necessary. Definitely a referee staff that you can trust. So we'll see how it goes here.
And it looks like, from what I've been seeing a lot of pretty good calls out there. Nothing questionable. And that's what you want to see from your refs. You know, some solid play calling.
So 4th down, they're going to go for it. And it's the toss to the right side. Wooden gets smashed by number 19. Why you don't punt that, I don't know. Instead, it's a turnover on downs and a momentum shift for the Otay Ranch Broncos.
But the way this Los Toros defense is, I think the coach has a lot of confidence that they're going to go ahead and lock them up and probably stop them for another turnover on downs, as they just have been stopped. To give you an update on the time. 3 minutes and 22 seconds left.
Number 1 gets destroyed. Gets destroyed in the backfield.
3:22 left.
3:22 remains in the first half. On the tackle.
By number 42 on the tackle. What a great play.
Once again, we're looking for Coach Phil Lomax. Coach Phil Lomax, P3, report to the baseball field. Skyline Tiger Midget Division is looking for you. Once again, please, Phil Lomax. Can you please report to the baseball field?
So his son's going to go, where's his son going to?
San Diego State.
San Diego playing baseball in?
Playing baseball and football, yeah. He's a pro prospect baseball player.
No, I was reading. He's on the San Diego youth.
Anybody? Anything?
Okay, so we back in action. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And after the great play, I thought he was going to get his life changed there by the safety, but he didn't. Brings up a 4th down. Good no-hit by number 4, practicing good sportsmanship there.
And this is when, on this level, the defenses kind of hold up here. It's not too many 4th downs, 3rd down conversions here.
So as the pass, he looks to get the ball off. Oh, and number 4 again drops the easy pick. He threw it right to him.
Yeah, Coach, but it was actually 4th down, so you're kind of glad that he probably dropped that. You probably wouldn't have the great field position that you would have now on the turnover down.
I'm sure Jordan Anderson, number 4, the guy that dropped that, doesn't want to hear that. I'm sure he doesn't want to hear that.
You always want that interception on your stat. Maybe he could have took it back to the house. You never know. But they do come away with great field position at the end anyway.
And while these guys take the time to switch, we're going to give you a word from our sponsor.
This is brought to you by Immortal Athletic Society, Pride Sports, where all your athletic needs will be met in conditioning. And now we're back to action. We got the Los Toros coming up to the line of scrimmage. Their quarterback going under the center with a single back formation.
Who do you think is standing out right now? There's nobody standing out.
57.
What's the score right now?
6-0. No,
6-0.
it's 8-0. It's 7-0. The Los Toros.
Who scored the touchdown?
I'm not sure. It was like a little, like dude had caught a pass. And it looks like Los Toros is called a timeout.
Okay.
And it looks like Los Toros, a nice little gain there on 2nd down of about 2 yards. It's going to make it a long 3rd and about 7.
So Wooden, oh wow, what a play by Wooden. Oh, good touchdown, saving tackle. And this kid Wooden is one of the best running backs in the league here. Impressed us last year as a member of the Balboa Raiders last year. He was number 5 last year. 42? What's his name, you mean? What? 33. 33.
And Los Toros looks like they're taking a timeout, trying to preserve a little clock and maybe could get a score before the halftime here. And hopefully we'll have a little treat at halftime. Not sure yet if we're going to have any halftime shows or anything, but we'll see.
But I mean, it's been an interesting game, a low-scoring game here in the first quarter, but interesting nonetheless. And it looks like the Los Toros Bulls are finally finding some offense here with the young running back Wooden, who is definitely lightning in a bottle. Been watching him for a while now, and everywhere he goes, he shows out. So we'll take this time to let you know that it's webcast is being brought to you by the fine people at the Immortal Athletic Society. Find out how you can be an immortal athlete. Also brought to you by PrideUsports.org. It's www.PrideUsports.org. Second down and 11. Toss to the right for Wooden. Looked like he was going to throw the ball, and he throws it. What a play by Wooden. What a play.
And it looks like he was about to get taken down.
And he's going to get a flag for taking his helmet off on the field. Unsportsmanlike conduct.
I mean, but sometimes you get a little too excited, Coach. I don't blame the player at that time. You know, you're almost about to get sacked. You get the ball off for a touchdown. I mean, beautiful play call right there. Beautiful play call.
So after the great play, it doesn't negate the play because it was after the touchdown was scored. But he's gonna hurt his team a little bit with a loss of yardage on the kickoff.
The penalty is going to be assessed on the extra point attempt.
As the fans get into the game.
And that's put Los Toros up, what are they up, 18? 16 to 0?
They are up 16-0, and they're going to kick the field goal here, which is a pretty long field goal for you.
Hey, it's a mark.
2 points.
Oh, you got it?
And the field goal is no good. So that makes it a 12-0 ball game. Late in the first half, LT up. Out there with that, man. So with under a minute remaining in the first half, we got Los Toros up here. 12-0. And it's been that type of a day today where most of the teams have been playing ball control. Los Toros is bringing it back with big play after big play, making this a 2-possession game.
And I was expecting Otay Ranch to be out ahead like this, Coach. He's just looking at me, not saying nothing. Like, you know you don't have your mic on. Well, tell me, Mike, man. Yeah, and I was expecting Otay Ranch to be the team that was going to come out here, kind of jump out a little fast, get a quick start. But it's been the totally other way around with Los Toros just jumping out on these Otay Ranch players kind of quick, Coach.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's a secret. I mean, I'm not saying anything that anyone doesn't know when I say that Los Toros is probably the more talented team. But when you look at the size of the Otay Ranch team, you would think they would be able to run the ball a little better than they have been. And I'm surprised that they haven't. And as I say that, number one runs through a gaping hole for a gain of about 9 yards.
And a big play on first down of getting about 9 and everything. You out of here?
This is James with Pride Sports Network, and I'm here with Papa Green, father of Shamir Green, who's having a great game so far. Papa Green, can you tell us, how did your son get started in football?
He's been playing ball for a while. We started about 5 years old at Valencia Park, and we came over to Los Toros about 4 years ago.
Excellent, excellent. He's definitely a great player. You caught our eye. That's why we wanted to talk to you.
Yeah, he started on the defensive side of the ball. He was a nose tackle and a linebacker. I brought him over here to Ray Peterson, and he put him at tailback, and he won the Cubo MVP in 2009. Last year he went down with an injury. Unfortunately, we lost the next week to Del Norte. We revenged that loss last week, beating David Justice and Del Norte. Hats off to them. They played us well. But we're trying to move on to Florida.
Nice, nice. Now, this is a tough game right here. It's a close game. How do you think it's going to turn out?
Absolutely. Normally by halftime we're up by a couple of touchdowns. We're a little nervous tonight, but we played this team earlier in the year in week 2. So, it's hard to beat a team twice in 1 year. So hopefully we can finish the job.
Excellent, excellent. Now, at Pride Sports Network, we're not only interested in their football skills. How's he doing in the classroom?
Currently, he attends Keeler Academy. He has a 3.5 GPA, and he's doing very well in school.
It sounds like you've done a great job raising them.
Absolutely, I'm trying hard. Single parent out here, trying to do it.
Nice, nice. Congratulations, Papa Bear. Well, we thank you for your time. Good luck in the second half, and good luck to your son.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
All right.
Thanks,
Peace.
sir.
Where's number 4, the wide receiver?
There goes Amir.
And Amir,
No, actually Amir's on the other side. That's the other stalwart, 51.
This defensive line is a good defensive line. This Los Toros defensive line is very good. And number 1, good run, and he's hit hard. Los Toros came to play, and they're hitting and taking names.
That's what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? You want to make sure when that running back comes across that line of scrimmage that he knows he's going to get hit hard, and then he may be a little timid than coming through in there again, Coach.
So that's halftime, and this game. Let me scratch that. So that brings us to halftime with a score of 12-0. Los Toros. You're watching U Football Live, Q Bowl edition, junior midget game between the Los Toros Bulls and the Otay Ranch Broncos on the Pride Youth Sports Network. We'll be right back after these words from our sponsor.